Alright guys, like I promised before in the introduction video, we will first review probability and distribution, then I will make a video about the thing we learned before probability and distribution. And I call it basic statistics. It's a very basic knowledge about stats. And they are quite easy, I would say, quite easy, much easier than probability, of course. So I will just go through them very quickly, and I won't go into details, too much details. Okay, so about stats. Stats is stats is a subject to study data, to study various types of data, right? And basically, we have two types of data. One of them is qualitative, and the other one is quantitative. And once we study this data, we need to find a way to present this data. We need to tell others what we get from all this data, right? So these are all the presentation that we can use. These are all the charts, the graph that we can use to present our data. You have to pay attention that qualitative data and quantitative data, they are completely different in their definition. So therefore they have different ways of presentation. I list a lot of graphs and charts here. You need to know about how to draw these graphs, how to draw this chart. And also, yeah, that's all you need to know, how to draw this chart, how to draw this graph. And also, if you are interested, you can explore it in Excel, how to draw these charts and these graphs in Excel. That would be pretty interesting. And Excel will be more useful in professional work. So we have charts and graphs to present this data. And we also have other measures, other numerical measures to present the data. And basically, there are three types of numerical measures to describe and present the data. The first one is central tendency. The second one is variability. And the third one is relative standing. So in central tendency, there are three types of numbers. First one is mean, very easy to understand. Second is median. The third is mode. They are simple. They are data to describe the central tendency. And pay attention to the skew here. We learn in class that when we are drawing the probability density function, we have graph like this. We also have graph like this and graph like this, right? So they're neutral, or they are left skewed or right skewed. So what this skew means is that it's just describe the relative position of mean and median. So there are some outliers, and the mean will be affected by the outliers, but the median will not be affected by the outlier. So that's what it says about skew. And then it's variability. There are also three numbers here in variability: range, variance, and standard deviation. Standard deviation is basically the square root of variance, and this is how we calculate variance and standard deviation. They're also relatives. They're also pretty simple. remember these formulas, which include the mean here and the variance, these formulas, they can be applied to any type of distribution, any type of random variables. So they're universal formulas. The last one is relative standing. We mentioned about percentile and quartile. Quartile is 25%, 50%, and 75%. Percentile is just 1 percentile, 2 percentile, 2 to 100 percentile. These are the measures which we use to describe the relative standing of one sample point in the sample space. No, I shouldn't say sample. I should say these are the measure we use to describe one number in the whole population. But I also think it can be applied to sample. But if we say population, it will be universal, right? Or more common. And the last thing is z-score. Everyone is familiar with this. How you calculate z-score. Z-score is also very important. You have seen it in normal distribution, right? Z-score, we use Z-score to standardize a random normal distribution. So that's it. That's all we need to know about the chapters before probability and distribution. They are just some definitions, and they're just some definitions. It's about very basic stats. Okay, that's all we need to know.